What's the grossest thing that's ever happened to you on set?
I've literally been shit on, so that's pretty gross.
What do you mean?
Like
accidentally?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Definitely
wow.
accidentally. Ew.
Oh, okay. No Dirty Sanchez.
I draw the line at shit.
Right.
I'm not into scat play.
Little
or
poopy really
like
just
that.
doesn't fit well, you know?
Yeah.
I've never been shitted on set.
I hope you never do.
Yeah. Well, you were a dominatrix. Do you have a good dominatrix story?
I have some dominatrix.
So when were you a
stories.
dominatrix?
I was a dominatrix when I was 19. It was my first job in the adult industry.
In New York City?
Yeah, and it's crazy. I was at an Eminem concert. I had taken too many opiates, so I was feeling like really sick. And it was like the kind of concert you have to stand at.
Right.
So I was like, let's just leave. It was like halfway through the concert, and I was like, I can't stand anymore.
Right.
But oddly, I wanted to walk home because drugs.
Right.
And I was walking, and this guy came up to us on the street, and he's like, hey, are you interested in being in the adult entertainment industry?
Oh my God.
And I was like, yes.
Really?
Because I always had been interested.
Wow.
And he was like, okay, well, I run a dungeon.
Out of my house.
Well.
Out of my third bedroom.
Well, it wasn't quite his house. I mean, it was like a legit dungeon.
Oh, wow.
But he was like, all right, why don't you come
In
upstairs?
Manhattan?
It's right here. It was on 33rd Street, and actually they closed down because they left a guy hanging upside down and he almost died. They forgot about him.
Oh my God.
It was in the news.
Okay.
I mean, it's like a legitimate story.
Wow. So that was your first.
Yeah, that was my first encounter with the sex industry.
You have a great book out.
Thank you.
Insatiable.
Thanks.
It's called. I have read it many times. There's a one story that's amazing. You should tell it.
Okay.
Buy the book.
So I was having anal sex on camera in
Okay.
a scene. And all of a sudden the director yells cut.
Oh.
He's like, I think your ass is bleeding. And I look down, and there was not just a little blood, but a pool of
It's a horrifying story.
blood under me. So I thought I was internally bleeding, because when your asshole rips, you don't bleed that much.
Right,
You know what
right,
I mean?
right,
It's just you
Yeah.
touch it and there's blood.
Yeah, right.
But there was a pool.
Right.
So I ran to the bathroom, and I was looking at my asshole, and at that point I had been getting fucked for a while, so
Right.
it was gaping.
Okay. All
And
right.
I pulled it apart, and I'm looking in the mirror. I can see inside my asshole, but it's not bleeding at all.
Right.
It looks perfectly
Fine.
healthy.
Yeah.
So I'm like, what is going on? So they clean it up while I'm in the bathroom, and then I go back to set. I'm like, I think I'm okay.
Yeah.
So we continue. Another pool
Oh my
of
God.
blood.
Oh wow.
And I'm getting really scared.
Yeah.
What the fuck is going on? I go back to the bathroom. I'm still looking, and they're like, what did you eat last night?
Yeah.
And then I remembered that I had a beet salad.
So it was beets.
So it was beets. And to be clear, it's not like I was shitting beets. It was just that
Residual.
beets turn all your juice is red, and my ass
Wow.
juice was red. And at that point, I wished it was blood, because
Right.
that's less embarrassing. It's way less embarrassing.
It's horrifying. It's horrifying.
So now the golden rule is don't eat beets before anal.
Yeah.
Which sucks, because I love beets.
You hear that? So there are girls out there, young girls, right, that are trying to not young girls, of age, 22, that's normal, that are they're out there on Tinder. and they're like, you know what, I bought a machine that makes pasta, but it's made out of zucchini. Those girls do not give good blowjobs. It's like a fish. You know what I mean?
Wait, which girls?
The
girls with the
that
zucchini
She's
spaghetti
like,
machine?
I am on Monday at noon. I just have to do spin.
Actually, let me tell you, I'm one of those girls.
You make vegetable pasta,
And I don't give good blowjobs.
And then
so you're right.
But I feel like you have to.
I don't. I really don't. Ironically, my blowjobs and handjobs are horrible.
Well, I mean, who gives a good hand job, you know?
I know.
Who the fuck does that? You know what I mean?
People do it.
And then, there's always that girl that, reads Cosmo, and they're like, I'm doing this thing where it's like this. And then the the guy's just no lube or moisture. Just I was like, I learned this thing. I was watching Real Sex on HBO, and it's like this. It's like this. And then her boyfriend is just chafing and in pain, but doesn't want to be rude. You know what I mean? Because it's their anniversary.
Anniversary hand job.
Yeah. So I was gonna ask you, what are tips? Let's get some tips.
Orange juice makes for really great spit. It gives like that spit that's not watery, but it's more like sticky.
You just went right in.
If you gag on it, like in the very beginning, it'll make the rest of the blowjob much smoother.
Okay.
I'm a fan of using hands.
Right.
I mean, guys are pretty simple. Like
I know they don't need it. You just need to,
Yeah, like open your mouth.
open your mouth, pretty much. So there you have it, ladies.